Hi, welcome to Street Priest Ministries. I'm your host, Brother Jay, as we're taking the Gospels back to the streets. Today's drive-through message is the golden calf. So turning your Bibles to Exodus 32:1. Today we're going to talk about mixing the worship of God with the worship of paganism. There's no greater example how God feels about it in His Bible. Because we got a pagan holiday coming up, the birthday of Tammuz, that's being celebrated worldwide December 25th, with a Christian face painted over it, which they did in the Middle Ages, 400 AD. I thought it's time I teach on the origin of Tammuz. Now, if you want to get, I've been taught on the Synagogue of Satan, the ancient occult. Get that video where I go in depth on the Satanic Trinity, Nimrod and Semiramis, or Semiramis, however you want to pronounce it, in Tammuz, the sun and moon goddess and resurrected sun god. It was taught in ancient cultures. Now, you can get that teaching, and where I go in detail. That's not the mission here. The mission here is to show that you can't mix the two, the ancient occult with God worship. And he's making that very clear. And so that's where we're going to go. And the children of Israel, which represented the church of the Old Testament, they were called out to be God's oracle people. And we're to be, God used them as example, more or less, of what not to do, because they were rebellious. And the church takes the place. God opened the age up for the Gentile. He engrafted the wild branch, which was us, into the Abrahamic promises. The father of Abraham's father of faith. We're grafted in, and God expects us to learn from this bunch here what not to do. God's ways haven't changed. He doesn't change, we change. And we try to change him. God is not new age. His laws are just the same as when he first wrote. And we're going to find that out in the Old and New. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people, now pay close their attention to the people. The mob is always wrong in the Bible. The people is always wrong. The congregation was always wrong. Mob mentality. Pay close attention. And when the people saw Moses delayed to come down, now Moses was the man of God up there on the mountain getting the law. And as you're about to find out, they're down at the foothill of the mountain breaking the laws that Moses is getting from God up on top of the mountain, on Mount Sinai. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron. Now Aaron represents the people's pastor, which is behind over 80% of the church world today. They doing what the people want. The people will pull their strings. They're these pastors. They're just puppets for the people. They gathered themselves unto Aaron and said unto him, Up. They're bossing it. Now, Aaron's the assistant pastor. Moses is the pastor of the Old Testament. He's God's prophet, pastor, teacher of the Old Testament. And here's the people bossing their assistant pastor. And he took the place of Moses. Moses up on that mountain. He had the authority to tell the people what to do. Up. Make us gods. Make us gods. How does that sound? Say that very slow. Make us gods. Anything you make with your hands ain't going to be very much of a god if you make it. Make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, see the contempt, the disdain they have, and that's normal. True man of God, bringing God's word, gonna have resistance from the people, the very people that he's delivered. Now Moses then brought them through the Red Sea. They drowned Moses, 600 of his chariots in the Red Sea. They split it, the Red Sea, brought them over through miracle. Rain plagues on them before they even did that, and wiped them out. And this is the treatment the pastor got. This is how much respect he got for their deliverance. As for this Moses, here to this day, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, at least they recognize that. We what not, what has become of him. He's up there 40 days. And they're mad because they're not privy to what's going on to them. God and him are up there writing the law, but they're not privy to it. So they're impatient. And Aaron said unto him, Pastor Aaron, the people's pastor. Give a matter of fact, I told her, get the video, Pastor. That's what it is, Brother Aaron, the people's pastor. So that's the title. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which was in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool. After he made it a molten calf. So he took all these gold earrings and chiseled out a calf, a golden calf. That had to be a lot of gold. And that golden calf is the apex bull that symbolizes Tammuz, the same birthday Christ Mass. Massa was the barley cake baked to the Queen of Heaven. Christ didn't have nothing to do with Christmas. Wasn't even no shepherds out there in the field in December 25th. Christ was born in the spring, mid-April, sometime around there. He wasn't born in the middle of winter. That's Tammuz, the same golden calf that we're reading about right here, that was worshipped by Israel, and Brother Aaron that made the calf, that fashioned it. This is the same holiday that's coming up now. And they said, these be thy gods, false god, sun god, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation. The very word preach means to proclaim. So he preached a false sermon. False pastor preaching a false sermon about a false God. And said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. So they're going to take this pagan holiday, they're going to take this pagan item and bring it into the feast of the Lord. Let that settle in. They're mixing the two. Mixing God's day with paganism. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings in the morning, and brought peace offerings. They're taking God's ordained worship, which he told them to do, for his holy day, and they're mixing it with Tammuz, the sun god, S-U-N god. And they rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. Now the kind of playing that they doing ain't what you thinking about. They got naked and had a sexual right orgy, sexual right, in front of this sun god, S-U-N god. That's how they do it in the old code. And the Lord said unto Moses, go. God saying the whole thing. Moses don't know what's going on. Get thee down, for thy people which thou hast brought us up out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They mix paganism with God's holy day, with God's people. You aren't to mix the two. They have turned aside quickly out of the way, which I have commanded them, and they have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it. Oh, you don't think worship old Christmas tree? That's paganism. And worship it, and have sacrificed thereunto it, and said, These be our gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people, stiff-necked, hard-headed, rebellious. They want to keep their tradition and keep me too. They make void my word. They want to keep paganism and wrap it up in my word and mix it with my holiness. And God ain't him. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot. I want to wipe them out against them, that I may consume them, and I will make thee a great nation, and kill them all. And Moses besought the Lord his God, and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax so hot against thy people, which thou hast brought out the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief have he brought them out? Now, I'm going to skip down. Moses is telling him, you're going to be an embarrassment to the world. You saved them, now you're going to kill them. So we're going to skip that. And go down to 15. Verse 15, 32:15. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and with the 2 tablets of testimony were in his hand, and the tables were written on both sides, on the one side and on the other. So we have the law written. And they're violating the law, and in the law and on them tablets, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt serve no other God. There should be no other idols. You shouldn't fashion no idols, make them what you have, part of the law. And the tablets and the tables were the work of God. And the writings was the writing of God. God wrote it himself on these tables of stone, graven up on tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, now Joshua is halfway up the mountain. Aaron is at the foot of the mountain. Moses was on top of the mountain. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery. Now God had told Moses what's going on. Joshua don't have a clue. Neither is there the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear. Old Christmas tree, let's see. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mountain. Pissed Moses off so much that he broke the tablets God wrote on, which symbolized God's first law was broken by Adam. And God had Moses hewn out some more stones, and those was the tablets. The law rolled again, and it was kept in a chest called the ark, and represented Christ. Christ kept the law. The first Adam failed. Christ is called the second Adam in the New Testament. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire. He took their idol and burnt it. The sun god got burned, and ground it to powder, and strewed it up on the waters, stoned it up on the waters, and made the children drink of it, made them drink gold dust soup. And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee? said, well, what did he do? Twist your arm? What made you do this? That thou hast brought so great a sin upon thee. What are you doing, Pastor, Brother Aaron, the people's pastor? And Aaron said, let not thine anger of thy Lord wax hot. Thou knowest this people that they are set on mischief. He's going to blame it on the people. Pass the buck. For they said unto me, make us gods, which go up before us. For as for this Moses, that man that brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what was become of him. And I said unto them, whosoever hath any gold, let him break it off. So they gave it to me. And then I cast it in the fire. Then came out this calf. Sound like something a child would say. It's called CYA. He's covering. Cover your ass is what he's doing. Instead of fessing up, he's the one, he was in control. But he let the people boss him around. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, that's what happens. In the ancient occult, it's a sexual rape. Like I said, he was having an orgy. For Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who's on the Lord's side? Let him come nigh unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. He said, kill him. Take a sword and go kill him. All those participated in his order. And there fell to the people that day about 3,000 men. Moses killed 3,000 men at the foot of the mountain for worshiping this idol, golden sword. That's how Moses felt about it. And Moses said, consecrate yourselves today for the Lord, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow on you a blessing this day. Now, I'm going to skip down. I'll keep reading. Verse 30, 32:30. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, you have sinned a great sin. And now will go up unto the Lord, maybe he will make an atonement for your sin. And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, oh, this people have sinned, a great sin, and have made them gods of gold. And now if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of the book which thou hast written. Now, the book said thou should not kill. Moses just had 3,000 people killed. So he said, hey, I violated the law. I just killed a bunch of people. And blot me out too. And the Lord said unto Moses, he's making intercession for the people. He said, blot me out, kill me with him. And the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. He said, you didn't sin. You killed 3,000 people, but you still didn't sin. Therefore, I was going to wipe all of them out, guys. I was going to kill them all. You just killed 3,000. Therefore now go lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto you. Behold, mine angel. Now, God was going before him. Now God said, mine angel shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit you, I will visit their sin upon them. And the Lord plagued the people because they made the calf. God put a plague on them. Now God said, I'm going to send an angel. And because I might get pissed off along the way and kill you in the path. And he sent a plague on the people. That's how he felt about mixing idol worship with him and his people, his work, his church. Now, we're going to go from there to 2 Kings 10:2. Now we're going to 2 Kings 10:2. Talking about idol worship. And you got modern day idols. But you might not even think is an idol. You got modern day idolatry that you just take lightly. But God don't. And I'm showing you in this book he don't. 2 Kings 10:2. Now as soon as the letter cometh to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, a fenced city also, armor. Look even out the best and the meanest of your master's sons, and set them on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. But they were exceedingly afraid, and behold, 2 kings stood. Hold on, let me make sure. 2 Kings. Oh, I'll keep reading. But they were exceedingly afraid, and said, Behold, 2 kings stood, not before them, how they shall we stand? And he was over the house, and he that was over the city, the elders also, and the bringers up of the children, sent Jehu, saying, We are the servants. Now Jehu was Jezebel killer. Get my teaching, Jehu, the Jezebel killer. That's the title of the video. This represents false religion, false idols in the house of God. And Jehu was sent to clean up these idols that was in the house of God and killed Jezebel, the witch that had all the false prophets that Elijah fought on Mount Carmel. Get my teaching on Elijah and him battling. I taught on all that, the battling the false prophets. And he was over the house, and he that was over the city, the elders also, and the bringers up of the children, sent Jehu, saying, We are the servants. What will we do that thou shalt bid us? We will not make anything the king, make any king. Do that thou which is good in thine eye. Then he wrote a letter to the second time to them, saying, If it be mine, if ye shall hearken unto thy voice, take ye the heads of your men and masters' sons, and come to me in Jezreel by tomorrow, this time. Now the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with the great men of the city, which brought them out. And it came to pass, when the letter came to them, that they took the king's sons and slew 70 persons, wiped them out, killed them, and put their heads in baskets. Everybody's head got chopped off and put in a basket, and sent them to Jezreel. And there came a messenger and told them, saying, They have brought the heads of the king's sons. So he wiped out Ahab and Jezebel. Ahab was the king and Jezebel was the queen. And he said, Lay ye them in 2 heaps at the entering of the gate. Pile them up at the gate so everybody can see until morning. And it came to pass in the morning that he went out and stood and said unto all the people, Ye be righteous, behold, I conspired against my master and slew him, who slew all things. Know now that there shall fall unto the earth nothing of the word of the Lord, which the Lord hath spake concerning the house of Ahab. For the Lord hath done this, which he spake by the servant of Elijah. So Jehu slew all that remained, killed them all, of the house of Ahab and Jezreel, and all the great men and his kinfolks, and the priests until he left none remaining. Killed them all, wiped them all out. Why? Because they brought pagan idols into the house of the Lord and pagan worship. Just give me an example how God feel about it. Killed everybody. And he arose and departed and came to Samaria, and as it was in the shearing of the house of the way. Okay, now we're going to go to 2 Chronicles 13:8. 2 Chronicles 13:8. God doesn't take idols lightly, and idol worship lightly. Said you should have no. He said, "I'm a jealous God. You should have no other gods before me." Okay. 13:8. And now ye think to withstand the kingdom of the Lord in the hand of the sons of David, and ye be a great multitude, And there are with you golden calves, which Jeroboam made as your gods. Now these golden calves were set up in the house of God. Have ye not cast out the priests of the Lord and the sons of Aaron and the Levites, and have made you priests? They brought in false gods to preach a false message. And usually a false prophet preaches a false message, worshiping false gods, and got the people following false gods. And then they're not going on in the church today. God of Mammon is what's being worshipped, not the God of the Bible. God of riches. Made God a genie in the Bible, false God. They don't exist. And they have made you priests after the manner of nations of other gods and lands. So whosoever cometh to consecrate, golden calves, symbol of Tammuz, once again sitting up in the temple. I'm trying to get you a clear picture of how God feels about it. And 70 rams made the priests of them that are no gods. As for the Lord is our God, we have not forsaken him, and the priests which minister unto the Lord. And the sons of Aaron and the Levites waited for their business. Now they put the true men of God out. And they burn unto the Lord every morning, every evening, burnt sacrifices, sweet incense, showbread, show-off bread, and them in order up on the table. Now, Solomon had also put golden calves up in the temple. And Jehu, I think, was the one that destroyed that. Still trying to mix God with the sun God. Issue, and God's had to deal with his people. Well, that's why I'm giving you an understanding of what God had to deal with throughout the scripture. Them trying to mix paganism with God. And God wouldn't have it. He's no different now. He's not the same yesterday. The same sun God. S-U-N God. Now we're going to go to Jeremiah 10. Show you Christmas right here. Here's Jeremiah 10. Hear ye the word that the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Don't do what the heathen do. Don't do what the pagan do. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, the stars and the sun worship. Because that's what they worship. They worship the moon goddess, Ashtoreth, Tammuz, the resurrected sun god, Nimrod, the sun god, and the animals, the apex bull, symbolizing Tammuz, and the trees, the Christmas tree, symbolizing the resurrected Tammuz, the evergreen tree, and also a phallic symbol for Nimrod, penis that was cut off and dipped in gold. And the star that's put on the tree, symbolizing the fallen angels, which are called stars in the Bible. Satan's a fallen angel, fallen star. They worship the planets, they worship the sun, they worship the aliens. It's all ancient occultism. Nothing new under the sun. It's been going on for 1,000 years. The fallen angels, sons of God in Genesis, taught man the sin, and Enoch records it clearly. Get my teaching on the book of Enoch, taught on the whole book. The fallen angels taught man this blasphemous occultism. Because they wanted to be gods in this earth. And that's what you're worshiping, demons, behind the scenes. You're worshiping Satan and his demons. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one, now here's Christmas right here. You want to see Christmas? Right here. It's in Jeremiah. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest. Ain't that what you do? For a Christmas tree, an evergreen tree. The work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it out with silver and gold. Don't you deck the tree? Is that what you do with the Christmas tree? It's supposed to be traditional gold and silver moons and stars. That's what the tree is decorated with. Emblems. You deck it with silver and with gold and fasten it with nails. You make the cross stock, so the tree can stand up. Ain't that what they do when you go to buy the tree? They take the two cross pieces of wood so the tree can stand erect. They fasten the nails with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born. God looking at this as an idol. Your Christmas tree is looked at like an idol. Man. That's what it symbolizes. Go back to, as we read it here, go back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah was roughly over 500 years before Christ came. And the so-called Christmas didn't come about because of the paganism and Catholicism in 400 AD, when they grafted all the pagan traditions where you got Ishtar, Ashtor, moon goddess worship, Easter. You got Halloween, celebration of the dead. All these came about, even Valentine's Day, Bacchus worship. All this is the paganism. All the so-called holidays are pagan. Only one that I would even take time to notice would be Hanukkah. Had to do with religious persecution. 166 BC, Judas Maccabees fought against government tyranny or suppression of their faith. They tried to wipe out the Torah, the Old Testament. It's the only thing I would recognize. The light of religious freedom. And they took and slaughtered a pig in the temple of God and erected idols up in the temple. Same thing. It's all we've been reading about. And how God has been cleaning house and killing those. In the Bible, that's what we're reading about. He helped fill the Bible so strong. He's been killing those that do that worship him